Hello, everyone. Here comes Karina.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Polly.
The brave storyteller jumped in at the last minute, huh?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
changed my
Thank you.
mind to the better, I think.
Good. It's
I
great.
want to be for at least 14 entries, so you have to give two prize. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The secret motive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping it would happen without repeats, but if our prolific writers didn't submit more than one, we would still be below. But I'm glad. I'm glad to
Oh,
see participants. And there's another participant. Hello.
the
Hello.
happy one.
Uh,
Hello.
Hi,
uh,
hi, Ivan.
Sound is okay for both of you?
Yes.
Yes, okay
Good,
for me.
good. Let's hope it stays that way and hope more folks join us. Um, so we get to move on from leaves now. Most of our leaves are gone, so it was good timing. I timed the end of the contest with the forecasted end of our leaves, and we have very few left on the trees now. In your area, are there still a lot of leaves?
Yeah.
In my area there are no leaves when you start the contest.
Most of them were already gone.
Was too late.
That's why I put the last year photo in my story.
Yeah.
Okay. Here comes Abdul.
So,
Yay. Hello, Abdul. I hope he's able to hear us
so
and
nice
talk with
avatar he
us.
has.
Yeah,
Looks like
interesting.
a leader.
Looks like welcome in different languages, maybe, or maybe association. Maybe that's association behind. Not sure what that is behind the word in red. I'm not sure. We have hands greeting each other.
Looks like a president.
You look presidential.
Yeah.
Abdul
To the future
Majid.
of its
I will sit up
country. His
taller.
country.
Presidential
Yeah.
attendee. Can you hear us? Abdul. We have an echo. Oh, no echo here. Oh, maybe I'm causing it with this. Hold on. Does that help? Is the echo gone?
Test.
Test.
It's good. It's better.
Better, yeah. Okay, I have to close all these little tricks for each platform. I have all these little extra things I can do that seem to help. We lost Abdul. I hope he'll come back. Yeah, so I didn't know if either of you had any topics that you wanted to talk about, or if you want to start conversation from some of the photos from today.
Tell me about the next book, when it will be, and I don't want to miss it.
The next book, as in a book group? Like we did with The Giver, is this what you mean, or do you mean the next class for The Giver? Because we still will have 2 more classes for The Giver. I don't know.
I have seen the movie The Giver, and I'm not impressed. As always, book is better.
Yes, Ivan. Finally, someone is with me.
Very few exceptions for me. The books are almost always better. A lot more, as Karina said, a lot more people though today prefer video. So more people today, I think, will say that the movie was better. People aren't reading in the same way. Yeah.
It's impossible. The movie is another story. It's another language. It's another art. We cannot compare it.
So it should be a lively discussion. Can't compare it even. I always wonder what the authors, when they're alive and their books are put to movies while they're still alive. I wonder what they think and how different the movies are. Often I read about how the authors are upset because the movie directors changed their book.
I have read a long interview from some Russian writer who very popular here, very famous, and have some movies based on his story. He said it's another story. It's not my story, but I like it.
Okay, so he was nice about it. I don't think I would make a very good movie director. Stage director, yes, but movie director, I don't like the choices they make for the cinema. For me, they're not the same as the richness of a book, reading a book. But dramatizing, when it's people on stage recreating, it's supposed to be a different story or have the nuance of the personality. The movies, for me, try to make it the same book or try to say it's the same. It's hard to explain, but I would fight. If I were the author, I would fight with the movie directors all the time on what they are choosing to portray. No, or change because sex and violence sells better. Or
what
evil.
about theater?
Theater as in stage production, drama production. Yeah, that's different to me because that's meant to be. Oh, I love it.
I don't know why. No.
I
All
like
my childhood, I was in the theater. My parents was fan of.
Wow.
I like the theater only if it's comical, satirical, or like that. When it's drama, I don't like it because it looks false for me. False.
Yeah, throwing around, ripping the clothes, yelling.
I want to be on stage. It's been a lifelong dream. I've auditioned a couple of times, but I've only made it to stage crew, so I've been behind the scenes helping set the stage.
I
love drama. Yeah. Yes, I used to dream like an idiot of being Miss America, but my brothers informed me early on that was never going to happen. So I was known as an ugly child quite strongly by my brothers, and now I'm sorry I ever wanted to be Miss America. But I rode on the bus with a runner-up for Miss America, Mary DRC. I still see her sometimes. I went to school with her and sat with her on the bus, sat next to her. She was in my class, and she was first runner-up of Miss New Jersey. She was Miss New Jersey, and she was first runner-up for Miss America many years ago. And she used to do TV commercials, and it was fun to see someone I went to high school with and elementary school with as a famous
Do you want to hear
person.
my opinion? I think if you throw these girls in the water, will come out like ugly ducks. Just one test you need. Put them in the pool, and after you can see.
I'm very, very thankful my daughter never had ambitions to be a model or a Miss America. I would have a challenge to support that choice of career, so I'm glad that she never went that way, that route. But I certainly believed it as a young girl. So we change as we grow up, and life experiences hit us. But so the next book, after we finish The Giver, I don't have a next book chosen. It's a lot of work for me. I enjoy it, but it's one of those places I struggle with. How much do I give for free, and how much do I list as classes that require payment and then no one comes. So it's waiting for a sponsor. Let's put it that way. We need someone to sponsor the next book club chat, or else I need to stop transcription or Hangout or have an infusion of cash so I can pay someone else to do some of the other work. But I don't have another book that I'm ready to do. I love The Kite Runner. I would enjoy The Kite Runner or one of A Thousand Splendid Suns. But that's a very different type of book, longer book, more preparation, deeper preparation, and a lot more cultural.
Yeah, this was in my mind. I don't know how good is.
We did this. I've done it 2 or 3 times, maybe only twice in the past, and we had wonderful discussions. Wonderful.
Yeah, I need to be open mind, people. It's
but it's a
it's
challenging
hard.
book. Yeah, it's a challenging book. So I haven't any others that are top of my list at the moment. Do you have a suggestion? Is there a book you want to read in English?
I don't want to spoil your decision.
Oh.
Oh.
I really like the last class with the poetry. It's short. It's a lot of practice for English.
The book
Yeah,
that we did, the short
book.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have lots of books. I love children's books. I have a whole basket of them right behind me, but it's just out of reach. I was trying to reach to grab. But yeah, they're enjoyable and they're easy prep, quick typing up of the text to share. And I like promoting authors. So you could read us a book in English if you have access to a children's book or a book for fun pronunciation. Doesn't have to be Holly. Amelia Bedelia. I love
I don't know
Amelia
the name.
Bedelia.
Yeah,
Amelia Bedelia is
There are
awesome.
2 books I read, but are very good for first-time learners of English.
Yes. I have one of hers where she draws the curtains.
Yeah, that's one.
Do you know Amelia Bedelia, Ivan?
No.
No. So more often read for little girls, but it is used in classrooms. But she is a young woman who is a ditz, a dumb. She's not blonde, but she should be a dumb blonde by American culture status. And she's hired as a maid for a house. And so part of me doesn't like it because she's a maid. But she's a beloved maid. She's like a family member in the books. But she does the stupidest things. So she doesn't understand the instructions that she's given. And they're left on a list for her. So she was told to draw the curtains. So she took a pencil and drew the curtains instead of closing the curtains. So they're good books for introducing some of the paradoxes of English.
It's on YouTube, some part of this book.
Yes, yeah. So she's fun. I like Amelia Bedelia. A lot of projects you can do with Amelia Bedelia. Yeah, good character. There's another one that's really popular that some of the teachers that I work with for professional development classes are using. Will I remember his name? Stinky? There's a whole series of books and that are since my time in the classroom and since Amber, so I had not been familiar with them, but there's a new series quite popular. But some of the books I choose are strong on nature, so if I'm choosing with Ivan in mind, I have to remember not to be too much nature, boring, descriptive paragraphs. More dialogue. Lots of dialogue.
Billy B. Jones. No? Billy B. Jones.
Oh, Junie.
Junie B. Jones and the sticky bus, the school bus. And
Oh, the school bus series.
yeah, this is a series, I think, no? Julie B.
And that's not the one.
No?
There's another.
About the naughty girl.
Yeah. I was a naughty girl, so I probably like the naughty girl ones. But this is a naughty, not really a naughty boy, but a boy who gets in trouble.
About a boy, it's a book about a boy.
A series of books, yeah. Adventures in School. It's written with very real kid dialogue, not so much adult dialogue, but what you hear the kids say.
I don't know, maybe Diary of Wimpy Kid. I didn't read.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wimpy Kid. That's the one.
I don't know.
This is one that's
I know.
very
Kids
popular. Yeah.
The Diary of Wimpy Kid.
So do you know the word wimp?
Mm-hmm.
To be a wimp? Don't be a wimp. You're a wimpy. So weak and wishy-washy. Very uncool. If you're a wimp, you're not cool. So loopers are cool, so we're not wimpy kids. Let's talk about some of the photos. There's some nice ones today.
Let's see what we.
Yeah. So if I say this is my clue, the one that I want to talk about. 26 years. That's my clue. So here's the link, and my clue is 26 years.
Let's see the link first.
Said like that. 26 years. Which photo am I talking about? Wow.
The Myanmar or
26 years?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know what can be done. I remember the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, 26 years.
Yes.
That was momentous for me. That was very amazing, incredible to watch from afar.
It was expected in some way.
And the photo is interesting to me. All the tiny flowers. Roses tucked. They look like roses tucked into the wall. Find a spot and tuck it in. What memories people have.
I didn't know it's a big part of the Berlin Wall is still standing. I thought they
worked hard to destroy all but one tiny bit of it. So I don't know either what's really left. But it certainly was a moment in history, and it just bothers me so much now because in the U.S., the United States, we're spending all of this money to build a wall between Mexico and the United States. I cannot support it. Do not support that wall at all. And it just seems so, will we ever learn?
I think it's this year is year of the walls. Because I read about wars all the time. It's in Greece with these refugees. It's in Ukraine and Russia. It's everywhere. So each country.
Middle East is a war. In Middle East, you don't need to.
And yet we all know that walls won't work anymore. You know, they don't.
Walls just distract us from problems. So it's just
temporary distraction.
Right, Ivan. We'll have to follow the construction of the wall and
Yeah,
don't have time to search for the real problems.
yeah. I was younger, obviously, 26 years ago. Gosh. But I remember many of the stories that I focused on, the stories that always talked to me, and were of families with children or spouses on either side of the wall and trapped and not able to cross, and oh, that frustration. I often wonder if that's part of what pushed me into teaching English as a second language and working with refugees is just that, does this really happen? And the feeling that it would never happen in my country, huh? Uh, um,
Yes, but anyway, even the federal part of Germany had a high standard of life then.
mm,
Yeah. So,
mm, mm.
and the families had the possibility to go to visit another part. It's not like in Korea where they see once
Another
in
wall.
50
Yeah,
years.
right. Yeah, yeah. A lot of similarities, a lot of differences. Yeah, and a lot of opinions certainly among people. I don't live near the wall in the U.S., so I'm appalled. But people who have lived or do live in that area, of course, some of them are very much in support of more
See,
walls,
you
full
need to know
border.
the problem to be involved, to have
Yes,
an opinion.
the more it's closer
Yes.
to you, that there are differences, and you can't know it until you're there.
Last night I saw a joke on Facebook. How to protect Romania from Muslims. Just build a fence from pork sausage.
Oh, oh, yeah,
We don't have many Muslims.
and
Even they come, they can stay.
mm,
We don't support. We don't have social protection.
mm,
So
yeah, and the jokes are a natural human thing of some way to deal with all of the feelings, but the jokes can hurt too. Yeah,
can hurt Holly, but you
yeah,
can't keep the stability of a country.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
The
Who has found the answer? No one has found
yes,
the answer.
who's coming need to adapt to the new country. This
Yeah,
is the role now.
yeah,
You don't change
and it
the
is a
majority
loss.
to
Yeah.
yes.
And when too much comes in,
Hmm.
it is a loss of something central and core to people's lives. I have a much better understanding of that after living in Korea and um, being the one who was so different and one of so few who were very noticeably different. And there was something very appealing about sameness back to the giver. There's a strength and a stronger sense of connection and community and
Yes.
ease of life, and it is disrupted. There is
Not
disruption.
so much stress, Holly. This is the
Mm,
problem.
mm.
There are too many groups and everyone wants to be the leader. It's a lot of stress.
But there's also a lot of richness in my life because I have had that disruption. So it is a challenge, and the world is dealing with it on so many fronts. Yeah, I hear the loop. A new message. I'll have to answer that later.
Maybe other people want to join us.
Yeah, our newest member, and I'm not sure. She's sending me a private note on. So I hope
Yes.
if you are listening to us, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, Shum, but I hope you will join us.
Yes.
uh,
We welcome you.
and you're welcome to listen and watch today and join us next week. Yeah. So anyway, the Berlin Wall and the careful tucking of flowers is something I don't see at most most places where people bring flowers. Here, they're just thrown in a pile. So I don't see them. At the Vietnam Memorial, many times people lay flowers at the base of the memorial. But tucking them in like that is something I haven't seen.
How I can call you a sucker of flowers, or like a
sucker
teacher
for a sucker for flowers. Yeah.
sucker for flowers.
Absolutely.
You found the little flowers there and jump.
I make a beeline. Yeah. It really is. People laugh at me all the time, but take me anywhere. And if there are any flowers, my eyes will find them, and that's what I'll talk about. Guilty. Guilty as charged. So there's a fun photo of the jet ski open. Have either of you seen these guys who perform on these?
No.
So let's see if I can copy the image.
I don't understand. He's in the air there?
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a better copy link address. Let's see, I got to get better at figuring out which links. I think that's a better link, that last one. Yeah, I saw this on America's Got Talent. There was a young kid doing incredible things. They fly out of the water on those and then land in the water and cruise around. Have you ever seen these, Yvonne? No. Would you try one?
I think no.
No?
I will try it if I can.
Oh, I would. Me.
The gravitation is calling me.
Love it. All right.
No.
The contestant that talked a little bit about his experience on America's Got Talent said that it takes an incredible amount of strength, leg muscles and balance and strength. So I probably would not be very good at it. But you have to know when to let go and jump off so you don't drown underwater if something goes wrong.
Yeah. Accidents can happen very easy.
Right, if it goes that high, it has to be powerful.
Yeah.
Press the button the wrong way and you're down 400 feet. But it looks awesome. But it also bothers me because it looks like there's pollution involved and
in China or
danger. Well, anywhere they're used. Yeah.
No, this was.
But what fun!
Everyone is pollution.
So what photos got your attention?
I like the photo from the France, where the guy is defending his land with a shovel, no?
Let's see. I have to find it. I'm missing it.
Something about birds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Birds?
I don't know. Bird trap.
Oh, there it is. I hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
What is this?
In underwear.
The president of the Bird Protection League is involved
the president,
in a tussle
I guess, is the one with the pants on.
with the owner of a plot where bird traps were found. Yes, okay. Wow. So tussle is a good vocabulary word, and it does look like he's out there in his underwear saying, "Don't you dare put your bird traps here." President of the Bird Protection League. So the guy wants to protect the birds. I see the row of sunflowers. See, there are flowers there.
Yeah.
Do you see the flowers?
Yes,
my eye goes to the sunflowers on the left. All the dead sunflowers for the birds. That would be a good place to look for birds. But does this guy with the shovel want to hurt the birds or hurt the president of the Bird Protection League?
No, as I understood, this the guy with the shovel is the owner of the land, and has bird traps on his land. And the president come to free the birds.
Don't you free my birds. Interesting way of protecting.
But I don't know for what he traps the birds. To sell them, to eat them.
And what about the other two? It looks like one guy's grabbing a woman, look like a man or a woman's shirt, and ready to punch him. What is that?
Oh, yeah.
What's happening there? Someone's fighting their way.
The guy with the back to us is from the house too, because he's in flip-flops or house shoes.
Yes, yeah.
Can be a girl if you look.
Maybe, right? And trying to pull the other person back from the sunflowers. I don't understand.
I guess on the left side are the good guys, and the right side are the owners and bad.
And there might be traps in or near the sunflowers. That would be logical because the birds are certainly attracted to the sunflowers. But that is an interesting photo. How would you describe the weather?
I guess it's late fall there, because the sunflower is almost dried. It's wet just from the moisture from atmosphere, but
and it looks like it's foggy or misty.
It's past.
Would you say?
Do you see? There are some yellow flowers in the back of the garden. Over the fence.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Something yellow there. Yeah. And Ivan, are you still having an echo?
No.
Oh, good. Okay. And what time of day do you think this photo was taken?
I think it's early morning.
That was my instinct too. I wonder if this happens all around France, if the Bird Protection League travels to different places too.
I cannot imagine the Bird Protection League here in my place. It looks like worm protection, or I don't know, or something nonsense.
I don't know what I would do if someone knocked on my door and said they were from the Bird Protection League. I don't know if we have such a thing here.
On early morning, someone knocks to your door and says, "Hands up! There is a bird on your land. please don't move. Let us do our work."
Yeah. So I see there's a link for more story. I'll have to read it later. I'm curious about backstory, whether this guy's been warned.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Read more about this.
Whether he's been warned to stop trapping birds, or if this is a practice that they go out early in the morning to disrupt people and try to get their birds before they know it. Look at that next photo. Oh my goodness. Ouch.
Yeah, let's see.
What? Meridian, USA. I didn't hear about this. That's in the US.
Or what they have at IHOP.
Wow. IHOP, yes. International House of Pancakes. Oh, and I just saw your note. Oh my goodness, 5 minutes ago. Brisbane, Australia. We're supposed to look at Australia. Sorry, Ivan, tell us about your photo.
It's a few photos up. It's when the sportsmen play with kids.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah. And what made you choose that one?
Yeah, because the children do what they see, and I saw it many times when my boy's trying to imitate what I do. He sit down near to me and pretend he's work on computer too.
So in your photo, who's imitating who? Which came first?
You're right, Holly. The big guy.
It's a beautiful photo. It's a beautiful
Yes.
capture. Yeah. So he's dressed in uniform, so it and behind him I can't really tell, but it looks like he's on the field, on the turf. Beautiful. So if it's before the game or a little girl that crawled out, Daddy, or huh,
It's after the game, no? His team
maybe,
victory
yeah, maybe.
over New Zealand.
Beautiful. Sometimes I want Amber to be that little again.
Uh,
And then sometimes I'm very glad she's 30 years
yeah.
old and out of the house. But
The new
beautiful.
generation will appear.
Ready for the
You'll
next
have
one.
chance.
Yeah, she can have a baby anytime. If you're listening, Amber, go for it. Alex,
Yeah.
get ready.
We sustain you. We make lobby for you.
Does the link work for you? Which link?
As a photo spammer, I trying to show you my link about
Okay.
photo.
Okay, I will check it out. It should work. Is this you and your son?
Yes.
Let's see.
The same on photo.
Oh, love it.
Strong.
Oh, how beautiful.
How much weight is in this dog?
It's small. It's like 1 kilogram or like that.
Oh, it's a lot, 1 kilogram. And yours?
Beautiful. So which came first?
10 kilograms.
Which came first in your picture? Who started? You copy.
I'm sorry. Very bad sound last few seconds.
Yes.
Didn't hear it.
Oh.
It's better.
Now it's better. But you you should to repeat.
I can't click and talk, and I keep forgetting that on Hangouts. That's why if I'm opening a photo, my sound is distorted, and I forgot. And I took a screenshot.
Wow, so cool.
But my question was, in your photo, which came first? Did you pick up and he copied? Or did he start and you copied?
No, he's always start to copy me when I do the exercises. That's why my wife takes the picture.
Beautiful. Nice memories. And hopefully someday he'll do with his children. Fun. Do you have a fish tank? I can ask you a question. Do you have fish?
Yes.
We'll see.
Yeah, so do you have fish?
In both pictures, we see aquarium, fish tank.
Yeah, fish tank or aquarium. Yeah. Fresh water or salt water?
Oh, it's
fresh
water. It's
I
don't know the English name of this fish.
Fun. My husband has always wanted a large aquarium. I've never had one.
I can give mine. It's my husband's aquarium, but I give it. I will pay your husband to take it.
I'm afraid it would fall to me to clean it, and I'm not interested.
Yeah, you see, this is the problem. I didn't know fish make so much mess.
Yes, yeah, we pet sit for our neighbors, and I know how much mess a little tiny tank.
I didn't know. I accepted was like dog, cat, or fish. I said, oh, fish. It must be easy. So I tell everyone, don't make the same mistake. A dog, it's easy.
So
I like to have everything: dogs, fish, cats, birds.
Do you take care of them?
Yes, I think it's good for my children. It's to have a pet. It's good good for them.
Only if my children will look to the aquarium, they don't know what's inside. Well, for 10 days maybe, oh, let's watch the fish. Their nose was glued by the fish tank, and after I have to clean only.
Mm.
Smells so bad if you don't
Yes,
clean.
right. Yeah. I used to think the same thing about pet rabbits. One of our daughter's friends had a pet rabbit, and the mother finally put it down in the basement because the smell was so bad, and she wasn't going to clean it. It was their pet, and that poor rabbit was not the happiest.
And a lot of hair, fur, be everywhere.
But animals are wonderful. Yeah, yes. Pets are wonderful.
Yes, just outside of my home. For another home.
Yeah. We don't have any right now, so we enjoy our neighbors, but there are times when I wish
we can help. We can help you. You can go a few days from home because you have
Prina is ready to hand over her pets. Yeah. Amber is ready to give us about 25 dogs. She thinks we need lots of dogs. She's very upset that we have not replaced our pets.
Dogs are very good. They force you to have walking, to have
yes. They cause trouble though with jobs where you're on web camera from your home a lot. Because they scratch at the door, or they whimper and whine and jump on your lap or tap on your keyboard, or make funny sounds. So
not good at telecommuting job.
And they're not willing to wait till the end of class to go out. When they want to go out, they want to go out.
They don't know.
So there are challenges. We will see what time brings. So I like your duplicate or similar photo. It's quite excellent. Thank you for sharing.
It's better, I'd say.
Back to International House of Pancakes, IHOP. Have you ever been to an IHOP? Do you have IHOPs in Moscow or in Romania? Are there?
Yes.
Are there really? Oh, really?
Yeah. We have malls with everything. A brand new mall.
So
we love the public pool, and we have a big mall.
Have you been there to IHOP?
I don't eat something like this, Holly.
Good. Smart choice. Sorry, IHOP, but I am not an IHOP fan. Amber and her friends loved IHOP for years when they were in high school and college. I don't know if she still goes or not, but it's definitely a franchise, and they do have very friendly people who greet you and seat you, and they do have very friendly staff. I'll give them that. But their food.
When you was in France, excuse. When you was in France, you had crepes. It's like pancakes.
Crepes. Oh, not like pancakes. Oh, I love crepes. When you were in France. When you were in France. You make, yeah. When I tutored a few years ago, I tutored a family of kids who were visiting for the summer from France, and they made homemade. They had to write about it first, write up the recipe and practice their English, and then they made fresh crepes with their presentation, and that was fun.
Actually, Irina has a post, and she say Russian pancakes, but our crepes are not Russian pancakes.
Ah.
And
Good.
I think Joanna
Yes,
give you,
has a post. Yeah, she
yeah,
made for us in France when we
yes,
were there.
in the same say pancakes, but are crepes, are not pancakes.
But well, but they were pancakes to me. They were thicker. Crepes to me are very thin, and
Thin, but
pancakes are
I saw a
thicker.
picture, Joanna's picture,
Yeah.
and with
Mm.
gems and
Yeah, I ate them. Yeah, they're filled like crepes. They were rolled and
yeah.
filled like
Hmm.
crepes are. And in American English, you'll hear people say crepe
Hmm.
instead of crepe. But I try to pronounce closer to French pronunciation. Yes, a lot of filling. My goodness, when Joanna was here and made breakfast for us, I was like, whoa! I mean, uh, an amazing amount, a lot more portions of the filling than my family used. And also with things like pierogi or um, sausages, a lot of things are stuffed fuller
Yeah,
than you see here. Yeah.
we have this food, this kind of foods.
Yeah. Any other photos catch your eye?
I don't know. I was looking for an hour, all kind of pictures. I don't know if I like something more special, but I like the mega structures, seven wonders of the modern world near completion. If you go back to the end,
To the end.
yeah,
Oh,
18 hours
yes. Oh,
ago,
wow.
yeah, and
Oh, wow. Where
I'm
is that
amazed.
one? Yeah. Do you know
This, I
exactly?
think, is the Chinese airport.
A lot of Chinese
Beijing.
pictures in today's
Yeah, they
street.
are big. Russian, China.
Wow.
They have space.
The buildings on the outskirts, the concrete buildings of that one look like they're letters, look like they're Korean Hangul. I feel
Yeah,
like I'm supposed to read them from the air.
like a tree. Was no, no, like a
Look
bird.
like
Yeah, like the neck
the
and the head of
aerial.
the bird
Well, that's what the
in the
gold looks
mirror.
like. Yeah, yeah. But the gray buildings on the outskirts
Ah,
look
oh
like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
shaped like characters, like letters.
Encrypted.
Yeah. I wonder
Who
if they
knows?
are
Maybe they have a meaning
a message. Yeah.
because
So
maybe
this
are
is
some words.
near completion now, so it's not for any upcoming Olympics that we know about. What is this for? An airport? What is it?
Yeah, I think they started many years ago, if I remember.
Hmm.
20 years ago, maybe.
Birds flying through the air and land near the birds.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah, an
in
airport, I'm guessing.
1980s.
Wow, I'll have to check that link too.
Mhm.
Uh, I was started to write a post the other day, but I don't think I finished it. And then I forgot to go back for it, I think, in the architectural group. But there was a link someone sent to me about the winners of this year's architectural design contest and incredible ideas. I
Hmm.
can then find the engineering science to build things.
So, friends sent me from Toronto, Canada, some buildings. And the
Photos of
architect,
building.
yeah, photos, yeah. And the architects are Asians.
Ah.
Crazy minds.
Yeah. I love the post I shared not too long ago about the school in Japan. I don't know if either of you saw it, but wonderful vision of this. It was a video. I shared a link to that the guy talked
Yeah,
about
but I
his
didn't.
school.
I,
But incredible around school with all open. Kids can go up and down, climb up and down, run around and look down and look up, and um, playland for kindergarten. I would love to send Amber there. It looks like a fun picture. What about
it's a private school or is state-funded school?
Hey,
We had some private
probably
school
private.
in this way,
Yeah.
and cost not on one an arm and a leg.
Amber would have been at the public
What
school.
arms
Yeah.
and what legs cost? We had
Right,
something like
right.
this.
What about the new description of artwork? 25,000 cell phones glued and
It's
nailed.
ugly. I don't like it, excuse me. It don't make art from every trash.
It
This
is
is my opinion.
the new thing of art. Is there? Do you either of you follow art locally in your area?
No.
Do you
It's not
visit?
art.
Yeah, no. So you're not big art followers. I see a lot
Yeah,
of this kind of
I
art.
visit galleries,
I'm seeing a lot of
but
this in our.
we are very critics when it comes to this type.
Yeah. There's a message, but I'm not sure it's artistic, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of artists who didn't get the attention, and a lot of trash is put on the prime time.
A lot of trash is put
on
I
the
didn't understand.
Prime time news.
A
I don't know.
prime time?
Yeah, prime time.
Prime time. On your news channels, they show a lot of this kind of art?
Yeah.
Really? I don't see much art in the news. I don't watch much news, so maybe there is. Is art promoted in the news for you, Ivan? Do you consider that something you see a lot of? Interesting.
It's hard question. It's not a main story in the news. Sometimes it happens, but it's like 1 minute for half-hour news. They can say something like, "We have a new gallery" or the new art installation or something like that. But it's one row. That's all.
I live in a cultural city, so maybe this is the reason. We have.
I have visited a lot of galleries when I was student, but now I lost all interest to that.
So it's not interesting to you.
It's a very rare case when I think that something is attractive to me. I visit a lot, and most of them is just I have no feeling about it. So it's it's hard to find something, and most of time my feelings not not a mainstream. So many people like
it's more a
modern,
it's a modern activity more than interest on art. Yeah.
I walk in and out of many galleries fairly quickly because I just can't connect or feel I don't connect, and then others I can stay for an hour easily. I had an experience recently at an exhibit. There's a gentleman in our area who's a drummer, plays the drums, and teaches drumming circles and history and free tricks and tips if you want to be a drummer or if your child wants to be and you don't want the noise. And he's a fun man. And he had an art gallery exhibit as a painter, and it turns out that he discovered painting about 15 years ago, and had a display of his collection, and I was curious. And in the exhibit, half of it was separated with a notice that the rest of them were from after he had visited Africa and many countries in Africa and spent time talking and feeling the heat and the emotions of people there. But his art was very modern art and mixed media, and at a first glance, if I hadn't known anything about him in advance, I would have walked in and walked out. It's like, not for me. But the time we were there, the director of the museum happened to be walking by and poked her head in and asked if we had any questions, and became our docent for the exhibit and gave such background information that totally changed the way we looked at, I was with a friend, the way we looked at the artworks. And so I did spend another 20 minutes or so studying the photos with what she had told us in mind. So when the artist is there, or a good docent is there to give you background information, it, for me, can change what I see. But I'm not a huge fan of most modern art. I'm a fan of genuine authenticity.
It's a nice story about about something to learn before you see the art. It's for me it's ruins the idea for me, because I did the experiment when I was student. I visited the Russian Museum in St. Petersburg. It's a very famous place for many arts, for many
Heritage, no?
pictures.
Heritage.
Hermit. Yeah, it's like Hermit. It's the same.
It's the same.
Yeah, the same idea.
Oh, I think I have the album.
Same
Yeah,
idea.
I have a lot of art.
Yes, and once I visited by myself, without any guide, without any books, just to see the art, and I wasn't impressed. And next time, when you have a story, about each picture, it looks different. But for me, it's totally another story. It's mean what. Can we say that picture is good if we have to know a lot to understand it? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and so sometimes modern art appeals to me just because the colors or the proportions appeal to me, and the story and the title makes no sense many times for me. But I'm a wannabe artist. I would love to be famous for a good actress and a good artist. I would love to. A poet. I have lots of these dreams. So I like art because sometimes it makes me feel good to see what looks awful and know that someone made it to a gallery, so maybe I could someday. So it has that sort of psychology for me. I dream of an exhibit that is pressed flowers and fresh flower bouquets and potted plants and landscaping brought indoors and poetry and sculpture.
All form of art.
Holly's exhibit, and it would tell the story of loop. Yeah, music is not as strong to me as it is for most people. Yeah, music would make a difference too on how you felt it. Yeah. Do museums usually have any music? Art galleries?
Background. Yeah, sometimes they have background music.
That can influence me.
The museum where we have a guide and just take the time to explain to you what's there.
Nowadays, many people have headphones.
Right. Yeah, the audio tour. Yeah. Or your QR
I never experienced this. We have a lot of money. I don't know how you say. It's not the church only. They live, some are only for women, some churches are only for men. They live there, they have a community.
Monastery.
In Romania it's monastery, yeah. Yes. They have a lot of history to tell, but if it's not someone to tell you in your language, it's hard to feel, to
Mm,
understand what's going on. And I thought they need some audio to put in everyone's language
mm.
because only English, French, German, I guess they have.
But now, see, technology, that's one of the good things of technology. Many places now have a QR code. You scan your smartphone, and
Oh,
if you
yeah.
have an app for that, right? If there's an app
Maybe
for
they
that,
have now. It's
you
long time.
can, which is awesome, wonderful. I wished I'd had such a tour guide in Korea when we hiked from temple to temple and walked by
Oh, yeah. They
monasteries
have this.
in the middle of the mountains. And I've read, there's a wonderful book. That could be a book. That might be an interesting book for a book group. But um,
Still,
a story of a young woman and nuns who apparently stayed at yet
Nansa.
how many years, but in a small structure. I mean, it wasn't much taller, couldn't stand up inside.
Yeah.
They had to crawl in and crawl out and overlooked mountains. And 17 years or 11 years or something, they had to stay living in that little tiny.
Yeah. We have still have this people, this kind of people living in the mountains.
Talk about reflection, right? That would give you a chance for reflection.
Not for me. For me, I don't have anything to do.
Oh,
You need to have the calling from the God, the God to call you. My God doesn't call me.
Or calls us each in different ways, right?
Yes. Yeah.
God
You
has
know,
so many definitions. Yeah.
I will not have what to think for 17 years. Not what to think. What just
Yeah,
my memories. But of course.
would be a challenge for sure. Well, it was a different talk today. So we have one vote from Krina for reading books again. Is that something that appeals to you, or a poem or something, Ivan? Or is there a topic for a hangout that would appeal to you? I do free rice sometimes. I do my little story cube things where you have to tell a story when you're given 7 words. I have lots of things we can do. I have
I like this. Start
my book.
conversation inspiration. We start from photos and just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So this book has little tiny things like this. So you give me a page number and I open it up.
Dating. I saw dating.
So you give me a number and then I read a question and we have to talk about it. Some of these I refuse to read aloud on a hangout, but
just whisper.
But what helps you the most, Ivan?
I open to everything. I don't know.
All right. You two are really hard to please.
Yeah. You're not helpful, Ivan.
So I'm sorry that Abdul wasn't able, probably not strong enough connection to join us. But thank you. And another hour gone.
Thank you.
So talk with you soon. Okay.
Hopefully. Bye. Have fun.
Oh, I'm going to copy our chat notes so I can share them.